Welcome back, Kernel. So today I have a special video plan. I originally was going to do this video by myself, but at the last second I kind of looped my best friend Sweeney into making a 2026 prediction list with me for next year. So we got a list of movies ready to rank just based off of excitement. So real quick before we dive into this, if you guys want to see more rankings like this, subscribe, do whatever you gotta do to stick around, and let's head over to the ranking. Alright, obviously Avengers Doomsday. Okay, we might be different on this. I'm gonna go to give it now. I'm not mouth-watering over it yet. Because...
Yeah, that's fair.
Because, as most of you know, I was a lot more excited for Kang. I want them to do it right. If they can give me a trailer and I'm excited for Doom, then I'll be good. But right now, my only excitement is seeing all of our characters together, like the Fantastic Four and, you know, the X-Men, like all those characters. So, where do you sit with this movie?
That's fair. I'm putting this movie in ecstatic because with the little teaser of the cast, we know who's going to be in it. But also, another point is I want to say that if you watch Thunderbolts and saw the end of that, they're the new Avengers. So a lot of people were mixed on that, which also puts a little sour taste in a lot of people's mouths with the Doomsday. But I'm excited for it. I'm really ecstatic. So that's where I'm putting it.
Yeah. Next up, we have The Bride. I don't know what this is, so
I don't know that. I'm putting it. Go ahead. I'm putting this in Who Cares?
Yeah, like I don't even know what that's about. All right, you go for the next one.
What even is this? Is this the Cat in the Hat?
Yeah, they're making a new Cat in the Hat animated movie.
I'm putting this in meh.
Yeah.
Because if you guys watch the Dr. Seuss Cat in the Hat with the babysitter, she sits on babies. That was just so funny, and it's still like a guilty pleasure to me. So it's going in meh.
Yeah, definitely. So this is the Clayface movie coming out from DC next year. Or yeah, I think it's next year. I'm gonna put this in Give It Now, but below Avengers Doomsday, obviously.
Okay.
I love that they're making a Clayface movie. It just seems like a weird thing to make, but I'm kind of excited for it.
Okay, that's fair. I'm gonna put it in meh, but above Dr. Seuss. Okay, I'm gonna do it that way. But because I didn't even know that they were gonna come out with a movie like this, but I'm kind of like, now that I'm aware of it, it's like okay, but it's like meh.
Yeah. I am actually going to change one of my rankings. I'm putting Cat in the Hat in Ha, because I want to save room for some other movies.
That's fair.
Like for example, this next movie, Coyote versus I love Looney Tunes, but I'm not like overly ecstatic. I'm putting it in meh. I'm somewhat excited for it.
That's fair. I grew up watching Looney Tunes, so this is gonna be interesting for me. But I'm also put it in meh.
Yeah, I put mine in meh.
What is this? The Exorcist.
A new Exorcist movie.
It's great. I'm starting with this one. Well, for myself, I am a very big horror fan, so I'm gonna put this in need. I love anything horror. I don't know. There's something about being scared and the feeling of fear just running through my body. Just the adrenaline it gives me. It's just, whoo! I love it.
Okay, and you'll see why. I'll explain why. I'm gonna put it behind Coyote in meh, only because of how bad the last Exorcist movie was.
Oh God, we're not gonna talk about that.
Exorcist Believer, wasn't it? That movie was really bad.
Oh God, it was so bad.
I'm hoping we get a whole new crew to do this.
Oh my God, please! That's why I put it in need, because I need that new crew.
Next up, we have Fast X Part 2. I honestly, contrary to popular belief, you know, people always clown on the Fast and Furious franchise. I'm about to do something that might get me a lot of hate right now. I'm putting it above Avengers Doomsday because I want a part 2 to that story.
Wow. Ooh, that's a hot take. But
As far,
I love hot
as
takes. So
as,
hey,
as far as right now, obviously we don't have a trailer for either, but at least we know more of the story about Fast X Part 2 than we do.
oh
You
yeah,
know what I mean? Because we know that that's gonna be a yeah. So
I I agree with you here, but not with the Doomsday part. I really loved Fast X and the story, but in the fact that they left off the cliffhanger after the bridge scene, I need that
yeah.
story. So I'm putting this in need above The Exorcist.
But I will tell you that like Avengers Doomsday will probably end up changing once we get the first trailer. I just need to see it because I'm a little nervous about it right now. I'm very excited. I'm just nervous about how much I'll like I think I will, but I need to see it. I need to see it first.
Okay, the next one is the Hunger Games Sunrise of the Reaping. I'm putting this in ecstatic above Doomsday because Caleb here has gotten me into the Hunger Games world and I just found a love for it. And I love Haymitch and this is about Haymitch's game and I am so ecstatic for this.
I talked to you about this yesterday. This will probably end up being one of, if not the highest movie on this list for me. If you guys saw my reaction, was it 2 years ago to Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes? I love this franchise, and I love that they're going back and like show. Dude, I would take a whole show or a whole movie like series. Like we're talking like 12 movies, just showing each of the games.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I cannot wait for this movie.
Oh man. It gets me like trembling just thinking about it.
Yeah, man, I'm saying. So this is Pixar's 2026 movie called Hoppers. It is about a girl who gets transformed into a beaver. Or I think she switches places with a beaver, like bodies.
So kind of like Freaky Friday, but Disney's version.
But, well, Freaky Friday is a Disney movie.
Oh, well.
But an animated.
Okay, at least you knew what I was meaning by that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So, for Hoppers, I'm gonna put it above Clayface, but before Avengers Doomsday. And I'm gonna go back on my word a little bit. I'm gonna put Fast X back behind Avengers Doomsday. But the fact that they're gonna be in that movie along with, the Thunderbolts, the new Avengers, everything. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and hopefully some Street Fighter heroes like Daredevil, but I don't think so. But hey, everyone can dream.
It could happen.
Exactly. So with this movie, I'm not really like, as much into Disney animation as you are. So I'm gonna put this in because I think the idea is kind of funny, switching places with a beaver. But hey, yeah, that's where I'm putting that.
This is the next Lord of the Rings movie, The Hunt for Gollum.
Yeah, I was never a Lord of the Rings Hobbit kind of guy, so I'm putting this in Who Cares.
So I've watched 2 Lord of the Rings movies. Haven't really been into them, but the idea of a movie centered around hunting for Gollum does somewhat interest me. I will put it at the top of my meh. It does kind of interest me, and it's a series that I really want to get into. It's just one that I haven't so far been able to get into.
My precious, you will get into it.
Next, we have Ice Age 6. I'm going to put it. I'm gonna put it at the end, behind Clayface of my Give It to Me Now, because I've heard rumors. So do you know about like the Ice Age prediction theory?
I do not.
So in the first Ice Age movie, when they're with the little Eskimo child and they're walking in like the cave, they go across multiple like different items, and each of those items predicts like what each movie will be next.
Really?
So I think like the second one is, I forget what the second one is, but I know the third one is the dinosaur from the third movie. The fourth one is but I know it predicts like what's going to happen. Well, the final and then the fifth one is a spaceship from Collision Course.
Oh.
So a lot of people have a big theory that like, oh, well, they're done with that now. so that they're gonna go back to they're gonna revisit the Eskimo child from the first one,
Yeah.
and he's gonna be grown up in this one. So if that happens, and just because I like Ice Age, I'm gonna put it and give it to me now.
I love Ice Age. I grew up watching Ice Age, but I'm not gonna put it in need. I'm gonna put it at the very top of my meh though,
Okay.
because I still like Ice Age. So they're coming out with a Jumanji 3.
Uh,
Um, I really liked the first one. The second one to me was like beating a dead horse, and I'm kind of on the same thought process with this third one. If you guys think about the OG Jumanji with Robin Williams, I liked that one a lot more. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this in, but above Hoppers.
so I have a very deep hatred for
Opposite. Oh,
deep hatred for these movies. Aside from the original, like I love the Robin Williams movie a lot,
oh,
but
yes.
but when they made Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, and then the second one, and now they're making a third one,
It's overkill.
who cares? I don't.
Oh,
I don't care.
That's a good point. Yeah, I might. You know what? Because you did that, I'm doing it too, and it's going below Lord of
If
the
I
Rings.
if I had a tier for just Jumanji, I would have it. I'm done. I'm done. No, I'm so done. I can't do it anymore.
It's just like I said, it's just overkill. I remember watching the original Jumanji when I was like 7 or 8 years old, and Robin Williams going through the floor was terrifying to me.
Oh, next we have up one of my
Ooh.
favorite projects, Mandalorian and
Ooh.
Grogu. The fact that we're getting a full-fledged movie, not just like a Disney Plus show anymore. I'm going behind Hunger Games, but mouth-watering. I have been itching for a new Star Wars movie. We've had a lot of shows over the years and a lot of specials, but it's been a long time. I think literally since like 2019 or whenever Rise of Sky, or like 2020 when Rise of Skywalker came out, that we've had a
Damn.
Star Wars movie, like new movie, because I know Revenge of the Sith
Yeah.
just did a re-release in theaters. Yeah, I'm very excited for that, being that I love The Mandalorian, so I have to put it there.
If you would have asked me a couple months ago where I would put this, I'd probably put this in Hunt or Who Cares. But as of late, I've been getting more into Star Wars thanks to Caleb. So I'm gonna put this in at the very top of my meh, just because I haven't finished all of the shows relating to Star Wars yet. Mega Min. Oh, okay. So this is another franchise that I am so tired of, just like Jumanji. I mean, it's funny, but to a point. You know, like it can
Yeah.
be funny, but is it like you bring 5 big booms type of funny, and it falls off like the Costco guys. Anyway, I'm putting this in Who Cares, above Jumanji.
Okay.
Jumanji, I don't care about that.
Normally, I would agree with you. I'm not,
I know where you feel about this.
but I think the idea of making like a superhero type of movie about the minions they experimented on in the fourth movie is hilarious. And
Oh, that's what this is? They're
Ye-
superheroes?
Yeah, did you not watch Despicable Me
No.
4?
No, I didn't. I was so tired of all the new movies
Yeah,
coming out.
they
for 'em.
experimented on them. So I'm gonna put mine at the top of my meh, like right behind Ice Age 6 and after or before Gollum. I loved like the little, like, because one of them had like laser vision, one was like as tough as a rock, one was stretchy, what, you know. So they all
This
have
is
like little
Fantastic
power.
Four?
Well, they're just they have powers. That's why they're called the Mega Minions. So I think it's actually somewhat of a creative thing to give them all powers. So I'm excited for it.
You know, that kind of inspired me, so I'm gonna move that up to the highest part of just going up a tier, because I still don't really have care for it, but that sounds pretty cool. The next one we have Narnia, right? That's Narnia.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're
so
making
is this
a
like
new a reboot. Yeah,
a
they're
remake?
yeah,
Okay.
a whole reboot. Yeah, they're doing. Yeah.
But, I really want this to be good because I loved Narnia. Narnia was one of those things of like I would try and go into any wardrobe I saw and try to go to a different realm, just like how it was. But I'm gonna put this in need because I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna put it in meh, but above Ice Age because I don't know how this is gonna be. If I knew more about it, I probably would put it in need, but I'm on the fence about it, so it's going in meh.
I am going to put it in above the Dr. Seuss Cat in the Hat movie. I'm optimistic about it, but I've also heard things of like they're not staying true to the original story that have scared me. And I don't know. Like Narnia is one of those things where it's like I feel like they're not going to be able to do it like the original. That's just how I feel. But they could end up definitely changing my mind. So,
That's fair.
oh, this next one, the next Christopher Nolan film, The Odyssey. Listen, if you're not new to my channel and you know how much I am a Christopher Nolan glazer, this is going. Do I put it
ecstatic?
In ecstatic, but I think I'm gonna just of right now because I'm a little bit more into like sci-fi concepts. I'm putting it right behind Mandalorian and Grogu in my ecstatic column, just because it's Christopher Nolan and I love his directing style. But yeah, but I'm still very excited for it. I mean, the cast: Tom Holland, Zendaya, John Bernthal. I mean, it's crazy. What a crazy cast already.
John Bernthal. Wow. Let me tell you something. Anyway, I am not a fan of these type of movies like Gladiator, but I love Christopher Nolan's films because of you. You showed me Interstellar, Inception, Tenet,
Prestige.
Yeah, you showed me all these films and I loved them all. So I'm gonna put this in need, but below Exorcist, because if I know anything, I know I trust Christopher Nolan and his films, so I think this is gonna be great. Project Hail Mary?
Yeah, so this is based off of a space book that I have not completely read. I've read parts of it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's all I can say.
I'm gonna put this in Who Cares. I know that's a hot take because you love space, but I'm terrified of it.
I am going to put it in meh, but like between the Gollum movie and the Coyote versus like right smack dab in the middle there.
There's one thing I do want to change for my list, and it's Clayface because it's sticking out like a sore thumb in my meh. It needs to go up a tier.
I don't know what this is. Reminder of him. Who cares? And you know what? I'm actually gonna do. Just because the cover looks cool. I'm putting it at the top of Who Cares because it does not deserve to be lower than Jumanji 3.
I'm with you. I'm actually with you. I'm putting it at the bop. I can't. I said pop.
Bop.
What am I, a minion? All right, it's going at the top of my Who Cares list. I'm sorry, I was getting stuttery because I know what's next.
Go ahead, buddy.
I love Resident Evil. Resident Evil Biohazard is my favorite
favorite video game.
Resident Evil game, and
Oh.
I mean, I know it's very biased because I haven't really played the other games, which I do need to. Yes, I know I need to.
Village
but
is
Resident
really
Evil
good.
Biohazard was just so good. I played that game.
It's a fantastic game. It's a fantastic game.
I watched so many YouTubers play this game because I was obsessed with it. I think I was 13 years old when I was doing this. So I'm putting this in need at the very top, but below Fast X, because Fast X Part 2 left me on a cliffhanger. I already know the story. So that's where it's going.
For Resident Evil, I'm putting it in Give It Now just above the Clayface movie. Big fan of Resident Evil. If you guys know the history of Resident Evil movies, you should know that it's worrisome. But it's been a lot of time since they made a Resident Evil movie, and I think they could do this one justice. I think they could do this one justice.
I think so too.
So next up, we have a series that Sweeney is more of a fan of than I am. I actually just recently, if you guys have been watching, just reacted to the first one. Now, maybe I'll end up by the time this comes out watching them all for you guys. But as it stands right now, it's funny. It's a very spoof movie. I will put it, listen, I like comedy. Not the biggest fan of spoof movies. I think they're funny, just not necessarily all my style. I'm putting it one movie behind Mega Minions. Because just entertainment value for me.
My goodness. That's okay. That's okay. This is the first movie in 13 years of the scary movie franchise that's coming out. Because this is coming out next year, and the last one came out in 2013. Like Caleb said, I love this series and spoof movies, and my humor resides with it. So I'm putting this at the end of my need.
The total opposite. So I love the Scream franchise. Genuinely one of my favorite horror franchises, slasher franchises, whatever you want to call it, of all time. We didn't know if this movie was going to be made just because of all the scheduling conflicts and everything going on with it. And the fact that Stu is supposed to come back in this movie excites me more than anything. So, as of right now, I'm putting it above Fast X, but not above Avengers Doomsday. Right there. Give it to me now.
I also love the slasher Scream franchise, but I'm gonna put it above Scary Movie 6 because it's not a spoof movie, it's the actual slasher movie. And Stu is coming back.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I love Matthew Lillard. So that's where that's going. Okay. Next we have Shrek 5. I am a big fan of the Shrek series, and Shrek 2's my favorite.
Yeah, Shrek 2.
And they were pretty good after. They were decent. I think the third one was decent, but the fourth one was better than the third.
The third one's alright. It's not the best, but it's a little too hated on, but it's okay.
The animation though is so different, and that throws me off.
So yeah, originally I was not crazy about it, but I've learned to like it. I've learned to like it.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as as I made it out to be, but not also crazy about it either,
I would put this in ecstatic and need, but I don't know. I need to know more about it, so I'm putting it in meh, but at the very top of it.
Okay. I'm more excited for it than Ice Age 6, but not more than Clayface. Right there. Right between Ice Age and Clayface. Exactly where I'm putting it. Oh, I'm so glad I get to talk about this movie. Here we go, everyone. Are you ready? Just watch. Just watch. Spider-Man Brand New Day above Hunger Games. It's my most anticipated movie so far of next year. Just the fact that we're getting a fresh new start, the fact that the rumored villain will be Mr. Negative, and ever since, what happened at the end of No Way Home where he got that brand new suit, my pitch for the longest time, if you guys saw what I was talking to you about on the Pipeline podcast a few weeks ago, was that I think throughout, these next trilogy of movies, first, obviously, Ned does not know who Peter is anymore. He completely made everyone forget who he was. I would love to see an arc where, because Peter now was never in his life, he falls off the deep end. He becomes Hobgoblin through these next 3 movies. In the first one, he just maybe starts making some bad choices, gets in with the wrong people, maybe meets somebody that he shouldn't. By the second movie, he starts, taking on, the costume by the end of it. And by the third one, he becomes a full-fledged villain.
And then
Peter.
He becomes the main villain of the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, and I think that would just be a beautiful telling of the story, especially because then, Peter would be like, by letting everyone forget my identity, was that really the right choice? That would make him really question what he did.
I'm on the same page as you. I think this is one of my most anticipated movies for next year. But do I anticipate it more than Doomsday? Probably not. So I'm gonna put it behind Doomsday in my ecstatic tier. I do like the fact that we're getting a brand new fresh start with him, and apparently Sadie Sink is casted in this film.
Yes.
And rumors are saying that she's playing Tobey Maguire's daughter, like Spider-Man's daughter, which is interesting. But hey, we'll see how that goes or who she plays. I don't think that'll happen.
No, wait, hold on. Give me 1 second. I don't, because Noir isn't a movie coming out. That's a show. And these are all, yeah, so this is either one of two things. This is either people thinking that Beyond the Spider-Verse is coming out next year, or I think there might be a Blue Beetle animated movie but I think it looks more like Spider-Man, so we're gonna rate it as Beyond the Spider-Verse. Do with
Beyond
that
the
information.
Spider-Verse? Okay. All right, my bad, guys. My bad. All right, so Beyond the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, and Across the Spider-Verse, beautiful movies. I saw Beyond the Spider-Verse with you twice in theaters,
Mhm.
and it was amazing each time. Every time we watched it, I loved it each and every time more.
Yeah.
And this one is continuous Spot, and I love Spot as a villain. Um, and from Into Spider-Verse to Across the Spider-Verse, it took a pretty decent jump, so I expect the same thing with this one. And they're taking their time on this, so I'm putting this in ecstatic. And this might be a hot take. If
Above
this is
Hunger
beyond,
Games?
I'm putting this at the very top of my ecstatic list.
I am very excited for this movie as well. Now, I know, this movie has the possibility to end probably one of the best trilogies in all of comic book, or just movies in general, right? I mean, Into the Spider-Verse was received incredibly well, so was Across the Spider-Verse, and Beyond the Spider-Verse hopefully will be no different. Now, that is not to say that I don't think it is my most anticipated, but it's very, very close, near the top of my list. So much, in fact, that I'm going to put it between Mandalorian and Grogu and the Hunger Games. It's not quite... I can't explain why I'm more excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I guess maybe it's just because that Peter's finally getting his own suit. We're going into this, next phase of him protecting New York. And
You just love Spider-Man.
I just love, yeah, and it's not a diss against Miles or anything, but I've always been a Peter Parker guy. The idea of, just, I will admit to you, I like the live action Spider-Man a little more, but I still obviously love animated Spider-Man. But I do think that movie's going to be spectacular. I think, if I'm being quite honest, I think right now, just at the moment I'm a little burnt out on because Across the Spider-Verse was all multiverse, and I know Beyond the Spider-Verse is going to be the same thing. As much as I like my multiverse stories, I also like just sometimes grounded stories, and that's what I feel like I'm going to get from Spider-Man Brand New Day, and that excites me a lot. But that's not to say
exciting me just thinking about it. Damn.
So it's not to say that I'm not excited for Beyond the Spider-Verse. It's just that sometimes I don't need a massive concept, and I just want a simple Spider-Man story, if that makes sense. Here comes the hot take. So this is DC Studios' next big movie after Superman that comes out this summer.
Superman Legacy.
Yeah. Now I have been following a little bit of the production on this movie. I think they just finished filming, or at least maybe are almost done filming, and I know a couple things about it. One, I know Lobo's going to be in it, and I know this is going to be a mostly cosmic movie. Funny enough, I actually prefer Supergirl over
Superman.
Yeah, I find her character more interesting. I'm going to put this movie... do I put it one tier above? No, I'm going to put it one behind Spider-Man. Very excited for that movie, and I think DC Studios, especially what they've shown with Superman so far, has a good head on their shoulders. I trust what they're doing.
Sorry, guys. I was rage baiting him in this. If you don't know, Superman Legacy is what the old title was, but
Yeah.
he doesn't like that because I keep tricking him into saying Superman Legacy. Anyway, Supergirl... Oh my god. From watching the CW show of Supergirl, this better be much better than that, because I fell asleep during that so many times. So I'm on the fence with this one, but at the same time, it's Supergirl. So I'm going to put this... Actually, yeah, I'm going to put this below Fast X in my need.
Okay.
Because I need a fresh start with Supergirl. Super Mario Bros. 2. Now, I don't know what direction they're going to go with for the story here. Because
Yeah, I'm not
the last
totally
one was
sure.
So, this might confuse a lot of you guys. So, I'm going to put this in the top of Because I just don't know what they're going to do with it.
I am going to go a little higher for mine and put mine right between Fast X and Hoppers. I'm a little... I really liked the first one. I liked all the references they made in the first one. I know that Yoshi obviously is going to be in this movie. That's already confirmed. But I think this movie could end up building on a lot of the foundation that the first one did, which the first one already did a lot. I would love to see them reference a lot more like niche characters in the franchise. So I think I'm more excited to see just who shows up in animation style over the plot, but because obviously we don't know the plot yet.
Was Yoshi even in the last one? I don't think he was.
There was a Yoshi egg at the very end of the movie, like hinting that he would be in the next one. Yeah, that's
okay.
That's not all we
So
got.
I want to make a couple changes to my list. Then I'm gonna put the Cat in the Hat and move Mario up into meh
Okay.
and but below Mandalorian and Grogu, because I feel like Mandalorian and Grogu will be a much better story. What we have is
Toy Story 5.
So we all know what happened with Toy Story 4, okay? And we're gonna just forget like that didn't exist. And we're gonna hopefully hope that they go from Toy Story 3 to this Toy Story 5 type of jump to the film gods, that this is going to be good, okay? Because I like Toy Story. So I'm going to put this at the top of my meh over Shrek.
Over Shrek.
No, below Shrek.
Yeah, hey, don't change it up based on what I say.
I like if I'm thinking of like Toy Story, I want it to be good. I mean everyone wants a film to be good, but just from compared to the fourth one, and I don't know if they're gonna do that, so that's why I put it below Shrek.
So, I'm gonna offer some insight here. You might end up changing because I do know a little bit about this movie.
All right, let's hear it.
So the only thing I know about this movie is two things. One, that Jesse is going to be a big focus in it, and that it is going to deal with like video games and cell phones and modern technology.
Ooh, so she's getting tossed aside, and she's going to
Well,
figure out why.
I don't know. I don't know what all that entails. I don't know if those two things are connected. I know that Jesse will be a primary in this movie, and I like that. Now, the thing that I have really, really not liked ever since Toy Story 4, and now I'm worried about it with Toy Story 5, is I don't know if you guys are aware, but the actor that voiced Mr. Potato Head passed away before Toy Story 4 came out.
Yeah.
So what they ended up doing was taking a bunch of his like old voice recordings to barely be able to make him talk in Toy Story 4. Now, what I'm nervous about is they did this in Toy Story 4. They barely had any of the other toys in Toy Story 4. I mean, they were in like 2, maybe 3 scenes in the whole entire movie, and the rest was just like a Woody and Buzz rescue mission for Bo Peep and that kind of thing, right? I hated it. It's not the Woody and Buzz movie. It's Toy Story. Everyone's supposed to be involved. My favorite characters from the franchise are the side characters. It's Rex and Mr. Potato Head and Ham, like
Slinky,
so what I want those like the side characters need to be like, to me that is a deal breaker.
So instead of calling it Toy Story 5, call it Jesse. This is going down now since you said that.
So
I'm going to Hall.
I'm actually doing the bottom of under the Cat. Actually, no, I will go above the Cat in the Hat movie.
That's what I did. I did above the Cat in the Hat.
But it's the idea of it just does not. I'm not excited. I want to be, but I'm a lot more excited for other sequels, like when Incredibles 3 comes out or Inside Out 3 comes out. You know what I mean? Like those movies have me excited. This one does not. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, Incredibles 3 and Inside Out 3, that would be insane.
So
I mean, so our last movie here is
I don't even know
the same
what this
as
is.
Colleen Hoover. I'm gonna put that as again in Who Cares, but below the other one, because the other one is just looks better.
I'm actually gonna put it I'm putting it at the top of my Who Cares, just because I think the green magic thing looks cool. I don't know what it's about, but the reminders of him looks like a very like love story hip hop kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this one looks more serious and magical, so that's what I'm going with.
The other one gives me like butterflies, and I mean birds. You can see birds in it. That's what I see in the first one.
I know there's probably going to be a lot more movies announced, but as of right now, this is what we know are the big movies coming out next year.
Yep.
Unfortunately, there's a big one on here that, if I'm being quite honest, would probably beat Spider-Man Brand New Day for me if it were
The
coming
Batman
out.
2.
The Batman Part 2.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's probably coming out in 2027, which really just breaks me.
Me sad.
It breaks me. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys, let me know what you guys all thought about our list. Did you agree, more with my list or Schween's list? Let me know all of that down in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next videos. Is there anything you want to say, Schween, before we go?
How bro felt, and you guys subscribe to him.
All right, peace, Kernels.